Hello. Hi. It's Connor. Probably already know what I'm gonna ask you. I haven't always been the best, and that's on me. But over these past 4 years, I've been truly blessed. But the situation is now dire. People are missing, others just can't find the way. Our biggest fear is lurking ahead of us on the horizon, and I'm scared. You know, I wouldn't be here kneeling before you if I wasn't absolutely necessary. We need you. You've saved us so many times before. If I didn't think you weren't capable of miracles, I wouldn't be here. Now, we've never doubted what you can do, but we need a sign. We need something to remind us you're still watching over us. So please hear my prayer this weekend. An entire city is counting on you. I love you, Carlos. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of 110 Football in partnership with Adidas. This is the sad edition of 110 Football. I'm Connor Kolopsis. With me is my co-host, Vince LaRosa, the man, the myth, the legend, the model, the heartthrob, the list goes on. Vince, I am still very angry about Wednesday night's postgame.
You must not be feeling well because you called me a model and a heartthrob. I also came in here just throwing stuff around. You didn't hurt anyone, did you?
No, I broke a couple things though.
All right, but now that we're here, you know what we have to do for the people, right?
Yes, I know, we have to watch the Portland highlights.
And the San Jose loss.
Okay, whatever.
And we're off to San Jose.
No.
You were there. We just have to relive it. Remember, do it for the fans.
You know what?
Well,
Mama do fall.
Yeah.
Mama do get back up though.
The mistakes started early on. You can't head that directly to an opponent, and then you got to follow your runner at the very least. So he compounded 2 mistakes right away there.
That was a very bad way to start the game.
Bad way to start the game. And Tomas, again, I think he could have done better.
Speaking of bad ways to start the game, bad way to start the half.
Yeah, these were at the front end of each half, so you're putting yourself against it. And again, if you're down and you're in a do-or-die situation, just clear it. Don't head the ball straight up in the air.
Kim.
Still chances, though. A little bit of direct play. I would have banged on Danny to finish this.
That has to be in the, right?
Yeah, that's his bread and butter. He's a finisher. And it just goes to show you how off we were.
I think I'm about to start crying.
Please don't. Please don't. This is a nice little give and go.
The dream? Raheem?
Again, a tough one, but you'd still bank on a professional finish that.
Well, those were the 2 chances we had all game. 2 of those have to be in the back of the net.
That is a bigger problem.
Mama do
it
cry.
means a lot. It means a lot to those guys. Okay, Connor, we're halfway through this week's highlights. Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
Well, look, I've got this pillow for you, so you can just scream into it if you have to. Come on, take it. Put it in front of your face.
I love you too.
Probably an improvement.
Thank you.
And roll those Portland highlights.
Oh,
Back at home.
just when it couldn't get any worse.
At least these guys brought it.
Yeah.
Guys and ladies, everyone. It started okay. That is a really nice pass. Mishi.
Could have been a better shot.
Could have been a better shot. I say at least force the keeper to make a save in that instance. But his debut wasn't too bad. This is where, again,
was a joke of a goal.
And kind of a joke of a defending. It was just very passive. The ball looked like it had eyes, though, so it's a tough one to give up.
I refuse to believe that was a real goal.
Here's Danny making up for his San Jose miss. See, this is almost in the exact same spot, actually.
Almost the exact same spot. I'd say this one's an even harder finish. So I'm actually more surprised that he missed that first one.
Right, but right in front of the 32-52, we're pumped up. We're gonna roll on to a victory.
4 minutes later.
No.
Maury, what are you doing?
It's like he did everything right until he forgot about the ball.
And then I thought this was our jail out of free card. Oh,
Yeah.
Thank God, we missed a terrible.
I think Jamal could have got up a little bit quicker there and been ready to finish goal. I think he thought it was already in.
I hate Savarese.
Yeah, you had double birds on the sideline a lot of that game. Here's the standings.
Yeah, look at that. Those 3 bottom teams dropped points.
Right.
And we were not able to.
Yeah, and realistically, where we are ninth, you can throw, let's see, first, second, third, maybe fourth out the window. I mean, we're really just trying to scrap in to get either 6th or 7th.
I think I was making fun of Vancouver earlier on this season for being so bad.
You were, but you did pick them to make the playoffs, so maybe at our expense.
Anyway. You know, Jay, I'm too sad to come up with something clever, so why don't you just tell everyone what's coming up on the show? I'll just go cry. It's fine.
Look, I'm sad too, homie, but when it comes to rivalry games, everything resets, okay? You know, just do your best Ted Lasso and be like a goldfish, bro. Get ready for El Tráfico. Whew. Coming up, Connor and Vince, a.k.a. Con Vince, look ahead to the big game in Carson this weekend with 110 manager mode, and then pick their players to watch. And later, Eli takes aim at the new Leagues Cup format. But first, Con Vince will attempt to school us on what we learned in the last 2 matches before we head down to 110. What you got, boys?
Okay, Vince, so I see the Galaxy logo. Are we just supposed to forget what happened these past 2 matches because of El Tráfico?
Oh, no. We're going to learn from our past to better our future. But because we were talking about rivalry match, normally we talk about beautiful football and tactics and game plans.
Sure.
Sometimes you got to get a bit nitty-gritty. We're going to talk about the smaller moments when you just need it. You just need a win. So let's run to the first play. It's going to be San Jose. In rivalry games, you're going to find yourself where it's going to be tight. And guys are going to be tight on your back. So let's stop it right here. When you see this pass, you automatically know, look how tight that player is. It's probably going to be tough for him to pass. So these guys immediately provide options to face forward so he can just play the way he's facing. As we run it, that's what happens. Chicho has options, and then they're moving forward.
Open the space. Well, I think with LAFC, this has happened not enough. The players have to be focused all games to be able to provide that support and
play the way you're
runs.
facing.
Yeah.
Play the way you're facing. Also in rivalry games, sometimes it's just going to get mucked up. Teams are going to play long. That's when second balls come in. And let's stop right here. We win the first ball. Second balls, though, so much more important.
Second balls, LAFC's biggest enemy.
Look at the gap between defense and our midfield.
Yeah.
The gap is huge. But again, rivalry games, when we play it, you just got to sell yourself out and win it. And when you don't, now you have them running at your defense. You have your center backs in the worst position they could be in, which is basically running back at their own goal.
And I mean, even now, the defenders have to commit to make sure we don't get into a situation like this. And look, thankfully, the post saved us.
Right, and we
that
just got a little bit lucky.
That could have easily been 3-0.
So we talked about when teams are going to get tight on your back. We talked about winning second balls. Now it's just about doing whatever it takes. So let's stop it right here.
Wednesday night.
I love this because 1, 2, 3, 4 guys immediately try to converge and win this ball back. We play it. It's all about making a play. Just do whatever it takes, then win it, and immediately you're right back to your principles. You play that through ball. Nice finish by Danny.
In a way, this shows that LAFC still is hungry for it. They don't want to just give up, so.
They're hungry. And again, sometimes it's not about the way you play. It's not about your game model. It's just those smaller moments, but especially in a tight game like a rivalry match, you need to be so much more connected to those smaller moments so that you can bring out your best football.
It's the fundamentals. So thank you, Vince, so much. I'm feeling a little better now, gotta say. Our friend Max Bredos called the last 2 games, so he too knows what to expect heading into the weekend of El Tráfico. So here's the latest installment of Maxin Relaxin.
Short week to prepare for the Galaxy, and before I get into the game, I do want to applaud everyone involved from LAFC and the LA Galaxy in the field dedication for Tommy Mark, the academy player that we lost tragically, who not only played for LAFC, but also for the Galaxy. And it was great to see that synergy for the both clubs coming together. I hope we can do that again. As for the game, LAFC Galaxy is not the biggest rivalry in Major League Soccer yet. It will be. I think we have to be respectful for the folks up in the Northwest because of the history going back to the NASL days. But it will get there. And it's always a big event. Maybe 2020 we leave out because it's a season with an asterisk. But this year, 2 compelling matchups, and this one, where usually the Galaxy need a lift in the LAFC game. Both teams need it. LAFC has been struggling. Galaxy have been struggling even more. I can't wait to see what happens here because it could be 2 teams enter, 1 team leaves. Is there room for 2 LA teams in the postseason? I think we'll have some answers this Sunday, and we will see you there at Dignity Health Sports Park. Maxin and Relaxin.
110 Football in partnership with Adidas.
Big tackle to hold it in there, and Chicharito! Bear, Diego Rossi, save, no, it gets in, it came off Bob's foot. Chicharito on the turn, cutting it into the middle, it's Dos Santos!
PK shot off the post and in! Rodriguez puts it on his right foot, cuts it to his left, on his right. Oh my goodness! What a goal!
Game is tied! El Tráfico, chaos again!
Goal, Rodriguez!
Brawl scores! 3-0!
All right, Vince, I am sad again, but we have to put on our Bob hats once again for 110 Football Manager mode. It's gonna be fun. I'm still, like I said, a little upset, so I'll let you take the first hypothetical.
Thanks for getting me a hat. I mean, I could use it. All right, I'll just go ahead and do this. Jesus David Murillo has started every match for us this season, but lately has been good for at least one big mistake per game. While the Galaxy haven't won in 8 matches, they still have Chicharito. That's right. Should we consider a change of personnel or tactics for the derby? This is tough because obviously in soccer is a game about sharp moments, and when you make mistakes and a goal happens, that's all we think about. But no, you don't change just because of little things, because the game is 90 minutes, right?
Well, you know, if you make that change, is that a bigger mistake than the one small mistake that Murillo may make?
I do. I think the biggest mistake is getting away from the things you do well. And again, like I'm saying, these are just the sharper moments. Yes, they lead to goals, but we're not talking about all the many times he's shifted over and got in front of a guy or shut down a play. I mean, he's asked to be in high leverage moments, and I think that's just what you got to take the good with the bad.
I mean, let's be real. In every single El Tráfico, there's a little bit of tactics thrown out the window. That gets maybe a little more physical. There's some weird energy in the air where it's like, hey, it's anyone's game. So
And I want to go to battle with 6'2" big Jesus David Murillo than a possible backup.
Okay, my turn. While the playoffs are still within reach, we are still monitoring the return of a few key players that are ready or nearly match fit. However, the derby is a pretty grueling and physical match. Should we risk rushing back players for this match, knowing they could be sidelined again at a crucial point in the season? I would say no. No, you don't want to rush them back.
Wait, but if you're wearing that manager's hat, and we know Bob's under a little bit of pressure.
Sure.
For a lot of fans, maybe winning this match is even better than the playoffs, no?
I'm not saying playoffs. I'm looking for playoffs down the line, postseason, going into next preseason. If anything has taught me, you can't bring Carlos Vela back on 60%. It's only negatives. He'll get injured again, and then he won't be match fit ever again. So let him rest. There's 2 weeks off after this game, so that's basically 3 weeks of rest and rehabilitation. I'm not just talking about Carlos Vela. Then there's Tristan Blackman, Brian Rodriguez, Eddie Segura. These are players that need their rest. Like I said, it is a pivotal point of the season. You know, we can scrap together a win against the Galaxy with the team that we have. It's not guaranteed by any means, but I do believe that we can. That being said, I think it would be more beneficial from a team standpoint to rest the players and not rush them back.
But fans want passion. You are thinking with your Bob hat, I get it. You're thinking long term, that's what managers can do, but fans don't want pragmatism. Are you basically giving up in their eyes?
I'm not giving up. I'm preventing players from getting injuries. They need their time to get back to full match fitness.
Right.
You know, the team's thin enough. We're playing with our C team. We need to wait it out to make sure we aren't in this situation any longer. Because if we bring them back now, they're back for one game and then they'll just be injured again. So we really need to care about the players physically more than we do about winning a one-off game against the Galaxy.
Then I think like we're doing now, there's probably gonna have to be an explanation so that people understand where he's coming from.
No, Vince, I am feeling a little better again, but Vince, do we have anything to really like cleanse the palate?
How about Class of 21?
Perfecto.
Full transparency here, guys. This segment of the show was shot back at LAFC Media Day all the way back in March. That's like 5 years ago. That day, we had about 10 minutes with every guy on the team and took the chance to ask them hard-hitting questions like, who cries during Disney movies? Who's most likely to get megged? And of course, the thought-provoking chair or table.
You know, I remember that day like it was yesterday, but sadly, some of the players are not with us anymore.
R.I.P.
No, No, Vince, they're not dead. They just moved to like another team. What's wrong with you?
I mean, what's the difference?
Anyway, for that reason, you won't see answers from players that are no longer with LAFC or play for LAFC, to clarify. When we asked this question to Corey Baird, I might be paraphrasing this, but it's pretty accurate. He said all of them. Once you knock out the first one, put them down really hard, the rest aren't going to come at you at all.
Kind of makes me miss him even more. But to see what the answer was in reference to, watch this week's LAFC Class of 21.
How many 8-year-olds could you wrestle at one time?
8-year-olds are strong. I've got a 5-year-old and she's feisty. I'd say 5. I'd go with 5.
8살? 조금 5, 5?
Maybe 2, like 1-on-1. Yeah, no more. I'm being fair with you.
2? And 1 to 5. 20.
Oh.
20.
No chance.
Bro, you're gonna be dead.
Vince, how many 8-year-olds could you beat on Players to Watch? Don't answer that. I know the answer. 0. You wanna know why? Because you suck at it.
What? Whoa. Yeah, it wasn't my best week last week, but yeah, you and Slippy from our pregame. And
Slippy.
Okay, so pretty much everyone beat me about as hard as Corey Baird said he was gonna beat those 8-year-olds. It's true. Because you won, no prizes are going out to anyone, but that just makes this week's Players to Watch that much bigger for Galaxy Week. You could win this signed
Whoa.
Sports Illustrated copy previewing the 2018 World Cup, and it's signed by none other than Carlos Vela.
Carlos Vela. He looks good. I miss that hair, Carlos Vela. And also, it has his fellow countryman and this weekend's rival, Chicharito, on the cover there too. How about that?
It's almost like we planned it out for once.
Did we?
Seems like it. Remember, it's easy to play. Pick one player from each team before kickoff on our social media channels, and you're in the running. That's it. It's that easy to play.
Beating me, on the other hand, not so easy. And since I'm the reigning champ, I will go first. Okay, for the Galaxy, I have this season's MVP for them, Jonathan Bond. He's been their brick wall recently. Hasn't been playing too well, but I think, maybe there could be some reverse juju. If any El Trafico has taught me anything, is regular season out the window. This game, they always crush us for some reason.
Expect the unexpected.
Expect
Although
the
0-0 is highly unlikely.
I know, but he's going to face a lot of shots, I predict.
Of course he is.
Anyway, for LAFC, I have the one, the only, Sifu. I'm off the Chicho hype train already. I think Sifu, he's due for some stats, 5 goals, 4 assists on the season, and I think he's going to put some numbers up against the Galaxy.
All right, well, I'll give you the winning picks now.
Okay.
I'll go with the home team first, the Galaxy. I have Julian Araujo. It's a player that I actually have been on record saying I don't rate him very much, but every time I say it, it's ahead of when we play them, and he crushes us from right back, just kills LAFC. So I'm gonna pick him because I think he's gonna be influential in this game one way or the other. The rest of the season, don't rate him much. For LAFC, I'm taking Brian Rodriguez, and I really hope that his hamstring is feeling a lot better because I think he's going to be very important in a game that I think is going to be a little stretched. It'll take a little bit of dribbling, and of course, we know he can finish. He probably is going to be Goal of the Year candidate, if not the Goal of the Year for what he did against the Galaxy the last time. I'm hoping for more of that Brian Rodriguez magic because I need the help after how poor I was last week.
Yeah, very poor. And you know what? You know what's weird? You say you don't rate Julian Araujo, right? But ever since I mentioned on an episode way back about his silly little earrings, you got your ears pierced again. What's that about, man?
I'm going to guess my ears were pierced before Julian Araujo was born.
So basically, lesson learned, you're old.
I'm old, and he's copying me.
Best of luck, everyone. You have from now until kickoff of the match on Sunday to make your picks. Last week, MLS and Liga MX announced a historic merger. No, not the one you guys are thinking of. This is the expansion of the Leagues Cup. Vince, what are your thoughts on the changes?
I really like it. I think more competition against international teams is good for MLS. We've been saying for so long, we're not good in Champions League because we don't play high-level competition outside of our own league. We're going to do this now because we're going to get to see very different teams with very different styles of play. Correct. What I don't love is one of the things about having to challenge yourself is going into hostile places, and it seems like we're just going to play games in the United States and in Canada, which we're used to that.
Is that any different then?
It's very different. You know what it's like when you go into a hostile environment in Mexico, so I think we're gonna miss out on that.
I mean, I can't wait for, LAFC versus Chivas in Halifax.
In Halifax? I don't think it's gonna go that far, but how much cooler would it be if we get to go to Guadalajara?
It would be pretty cool, and I don't understand that decision. But, I am with you, Vince, and I think Eli might be too. So let's see what he thinks about this new World Cup-style Leagues Cup.
A few episodes ago, I talked about the Leagues Cup, and I argued that it was a fun tournament to watch, which was contrarian given most people thought it was a pointless tournament.
The trophy doesn't even mean anything.
Well, how did it feel watching Seattle make a run to the final? Not win, but come close. You, sir, in front. Entertaining? Yes, it was entertaining. How could anything entertaining ever be pointless? Anyways, the Leagues Cup will be changing its format by 2023. The current format consists of 4 MLS and Liga MX clubs, and they qualify by being the best of their leagues that did not qualify for the CONCACAF Champions League. Under the new format, every MLS and Liga MX club will make the tournament. That's 30 MLS clubs by 2023, plus 18 clubs that make up Liga MX. That's 48 clubs total. What else, do you ask? This tournament will be in World Cup format, which means there'll be a group stage and then a knockout round with 16 teams. Is that all? No. Both MLS and Liga MX will take a month off their league play during the summer to participate in this tournament every year. What's at stake? Well, bragging rights, but also the first, second, and third finishers of the Leagues Cup will qualify for the CONCACAF Champions League the following year. MLS and Liga MX have been talking about merging for quite some time now, which I've never been a fan of because the leagues are run so differently. But this newly formatted Leagues Cup will provide a new alternative to that and boost the rivalry between the leagues and their clubs. Right now, MLS is slightly behind Liga MX in terms of quality, but that gap is tightening, and this new tournament format will give MLS clubs more chances to go head-to-head and defeat their Mexican counterparts. So what's my point? To anyone thinking this tournament won't be fun to watch, shame. Okay, maybe it is a cash grab, but who cares if it's allowing MLS players more opportunities for more competition? Longer seasons mean more soccer, and that will be entertaining. How could anything entertaining ever be pointless?
Wow. For once, we're all in agreement.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Connor, it's barely October. Don't you mean Halloween, Charlie Brown?
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's not what you said. Anyway, catch me, Connor, and Max Bretos this Sunday, 30 minutes ahead of the big match in Carson on the LAFC app for away days live from Dignity Sports Health Park.
And on the 110 Football YouTube channel for our instant reaction post-game. That's gonna be fun.
When are we gonna talk about your hair?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to, Vince.
When are we gonna talk about Halloween? Who are you dressing up for this year, bro?
And also, why is Vince trying to argue with everyone all the time?
Vince is very argumentative, I've noticed that about
I'm just trying to have a good time over here with my homie Jay.
I think Vince...
You're a vibe killer,
I think Vince should be out next week, and I should be in. What do you say, boss man?
No. Carlos.
Connor, anything for you, my friend.
Carlos?
Yes. And while I'm doing you this favor, can we talk about that man Vince on your show? He's a beautiful football mind. You should give him a raise.
Vince?
No. Keep praying. Have a Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad.
What?
Hey, homie, are you a fan of 110 Football Show? Well, if you are, let us know. Hit that like and subscribe.